Alabama Women's Center, may I help you? Did you come in for your follow-up appointment?
On Wednesday, Governor Kay Ivey signed a bill that put Alabama on the path to banning all abortions in the state. On Thursday, at the Alabama Women's Center, not much changed. The center is one of 3 abortion clinics in the state, and it's the only one that provides second trimester abortions.
They tear babies apart alive here. We treat animals better than that.
The protesters are regulars. The volunteer escorts know them and try to shield the patients to make getting in the door a little bit easier.
Thou shalt not kill.
Women wait with friends, spouses, moms, sometimes their exes. They have to have someone help them get home after the procedure. And the staff carries on as usual.
When's the last time you had sex?
The phones ring a lot. Confused women have been calling, trying to figure out if they can still get an abortion. But mostly the calls are routine.
Take some Benadryl.
The new law isn't in effect yet. It will be at least 6 months before doctors will have to stop performing abortions in Alabama. And the law is likely to be blocked by a court challenge long before then. In any case, laws designed to close this clinic have become a regular thing for Dalton Johnson. In 2017, Vice News was at this same clinic talking about a different law, a different court challenge.
You think that you would eventually get to a place where they would say, okay, we can't pass any more laws, this is it, but then they come up with something else.
You watch that and you see what happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thought?
Insane. But the one thing is, at least they finally came out and said it, that they just want to make it illegal all together. Before they used to hide behind women's health and safety.
Since you decided to open a clinic in 2001, how many legal hoops have you had to jump through as new laws have been created here?
Can't even count. I kind of feel almost at home in the federal court, in the federal courthouse, at least in Montgomery. It's been the admitting privileges, the zoning, the building codes, and probably some more. I just can't even think. It goes on and on. It's been nonstop.
Johnson assists with abortions, but he's not a doctor. Yashika Robinson is. She arrives at the clinic after doing her other job, delivering a healthy 7-pound, 1-ounce baby girl. When you went to work today, what were you thinking?
I usually never say this, but I felt defeated today, initially. It's hard in a place where we don't have people that really represent us, that are making decisions for all of us. So, I'm sorry. The thing about it was we've been through bad things before. We go through this over and over again as abortion providers. So, sometimes I'm hard on myself and I ask, why do you act like you're so shocked?
All day, the staff goes from room to room. LaShonda Pynchon, the only full-time nurse, helps women get settled and sedated. About 20 women were scheduled for abortions Thursday. Why do you do this?
Who else is going to do it? It's very hard to get somebody to do this job.
Yeah.
I've been here for about 14 years. Even though I've never personally had a termination, I've assisted in about 20,000. And I feel like this should be as common as going to the doctor and having a bunion removed. Nobody ridicules you. Nobody asks you, why did you have that not taken off the side of your foot? So nobody should be ridiculing you or asking you, why did you remove that fetus from your uterus?
You're a nurse. When do you think personhood begins?
I think personhood begins when the fetus is born. I don't think that you're going to give rights to something that's still inside of my body. And that is inside of my body. So if it's not outside of me, it doesn't have rights. Period.
When people come in, what states are they usually coming from?
Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
So we get a lot of the late-term procedures that it's illegal to have them done in their state. So they're traveling to us for those procedures.
We talked to one of those women after she ended her pregnancy. She drove about an hour and a half from a town in Tennessee to have the procedure, and an ex-boyfriend came with her. She didn't want her face shown or her name used.
I feel like there's some situations that are best to not bring a child into. And if you feel like you're in that position, you have a right, not only as a person, but as a mother. Like, this is a decision I had to make it as a mom. I'm a single mom of 3 kids. I have nothing to offer this child. I thought about adoption, but the father wouldn't sign his rights over for me to let someone else adopt him. So it's kind of like I said, that's where we're at. But to make it illegal, I feel like it's not fair.
She tried to get an abortion in her own state, but had trouble getting an appointment. So she came to Huntsville.
Can I ask if you've ever had an abortion before?
No.
This is your first time?
Yeah. The further along this drug out, the worse it was. The harder it was. I've stayed up crying and I've prayed about it, and it's definitely not an easy decision. I don't think this is something that should be taken lightly. Maybe if they've regulated it a little bit, but I don't think it's right for them to completely take it away.
The clinic is supposed to close at 4 p.m. There's a regulation for everything, including how late they can see patients.
Y'all could sell this place and open a clinic in a state that wants you there. Would you ever consider doing that?
That would mean we're quitting. And quitting is just really not in my vocabulary. It's just not something that I would think to do. One of the things that we need to do as providers is go where we're needed. We just do what we can to make sure we get everybody taken care of.